Open world games are often known for their enormous land masses and checklists of stuff to do. However, many of them also pose challenges that'll test the limits of one's capabilities. It could be that increased damage is taken, enemies have more health, or wholesale changes are made to the world's rules at a higher difficulty. Let's take a look at 10 such open world titles here. Subnautica Below Zero, Hardcore Mode.
Drop pod deployed.
Like the first game, Subnautica Below Zero has 3 game modes. Survival is your usual playthrough where health, food, oxygen, and water must be managed. Items are dropped on death, and given the various monstrosities in 4546B, you will die quite a bit. However, you can respawn and usually get your items back. Hardcore mode is survival but with only 1 life. When you're dead, that's it. To add more spice, if your oxygen levels are low, the PDA doesn't give a warning, so it's easy to drown. Jumping in and trying to figure everything out is tough enough, but hardcore will test your limits and patience. Horizon Forbidden West, Ultra Hard. Guerrilla Games' acclaimed sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn provides several different tools for tackling the machines. The sheer number of weapons and armor sets, combined with increased mobility, is great. Of course, it could still be plenty challenging if you let your guard down, and that's even more so at very hard difficulty. Enemy health is higher and they deal much more damage. However, if you're filling up for an even greater challenge, there's Ultra Hard difficulty. It's only available in New Game Plus and increases enemy health by about 294%, while damage taken by Aloy is increased by 200%. Enemies also react to Aloy's presence much more quickly, so you'll need Utaru Winterweave armor for any stealth play. Easy loot and auto aim are also disabled, which makes farming much more time consuming. Dying Light 2 Stay Human, Hard Mode. Dying Light 2 Stay Human doesn't have Nightmare Mode, so players are left with hard difficulty for a challenge. While traversing the city, completing side quests, and earning money can get you powered up quickly, the journey to get there can be rough. Sometimes you'll get 2 shot by human enemies with arrows, and volatiles can be very difficult to kill due to their tankiness. The infected generally have more health, which means weapon durability goes for a toss when trying to kill them. It's certainly more manageable when you start out leveling enemies, but you should still think twice before taking on several volatiles. Elden Ring. What more can you say about Elden Ring's difficulty at this point? Some areas are full of things that'll easily kill you. Even sticking to the story will have you going up against overwhelming enemies and bosses, resulting in tons of death. If it's any consolation, there are many ways to become stronger, whether it's farming runes or exploiting spells, status weapons, and spirits. But even for an experienced Souls player, the initial hours can be rough. Project Zomboid, Apocalypse Difficulty. The Indie Stone's Project Zomboid seems like your typical open-world isometric zombie survival experience. You're essentially trying to survive for as long as possible, gathering resources and fighting off zombies, with some being faster than others. Skills can be acquired and leveled, but you'll still need to manage hunger, fatigue, stress, and even boredom. If that's not enough, Apocalypse difficulty will up the challenge significantly. You can't hit multiple zombies at once, and approaching them from behind has an increased chance for them to bite. They also easily drag the player down, so death is that much more possible. It may not seem like much, but these differences ensure you'll need to be more careful and stealthy. The Long Dark, Interloper difficulty. Unlike many games on this list, you're not dealing with zombies, overpowered bosses, machines, or even other players. You're alone and venture into the cold wilderness, fighting against hypothermia and managing needs like warmth, fatigue, hunger, and thirst. Interloper, the highest difficulty, is another matter entirely. You'll start outdoors in a random region with a higher chance of it being a dangerous one. You won't find bows, knives, arrows, revolvers, or hunting rifles in the wilderness. You need improvised hatchets and knives to craft bows and arrows. Needs deplete quickly, wolves are much deadlier, items decay much faster, and hypothermia is much deadlier. Rust. From the very outset, Rust is an unapologetically brutal experience. You start with nothing and must beat things down with a rock to survive. A stray bear is as likely to kill you as another player who feigns friendship. Never mind playing on servers where other players have already stockpiled more than enough resources and weaponry. Playing in a group is advised to have a modicum of chance at survival, and you could still lose everything from a few unlucky raids. Outer Wilds. The carefree strums and gentle campfire that greet you on starting Outer Wilds belie all the torment that awaits. After you lift off from your home planet, the universe opens up in imaginative and dangerous ways. Maybe your ship will be caught under the sand transferring between the Hourglass Twins. Maybe you'll be devoured by an enormous anglerfish in the dark bramble. A black hole could swallow you and your ship and spit both out on the other side of the system. Your suit needs oxygen to keep you alive, and while planets usually have it, drifting out in space and running out is hardly the ideal way to go. If your ship is destroyed, that's the journey done. But don't worry, even if you somehow survive, the system's sun will go supernova and end everything. It's a bit of trial and error and a lot of information gathering to solve the system's mystery, but still tons of fun. Minecraft Hardcore Mode. Minecraft's Hardcore Mode is the template for your average punishing open world sandbox experience. Hardcore means any death is permanent. You can spectate the world, but there's no coming back after dying. However, it mixes things up further by being set to hard difficulty by default. Enemy mobs deal more damage, the hunger bar will deplete and eventually kill the players if it's empty, spiders get different status effects like invisibility and regeneration, pillagers will spawn near the player, and zombies can even break through wooden doors, making it tougher to survive from the early going. Now imagine trying to survive all this and then going to the end to defeat the Ender Dragon. Raft Hardmode. Fresh out of early access this year, Raft sees players journeying on a raft out at sea and gathering materials to upgrade it. Between the sharks attacking and managing hunger and thirst, it's pretty stressful. Playing solo is especially rough since you don't have friends to watch your back or help with the busy work. Playing solo on hard difficulty, that's just asking for trouble. You can't respawn on your own, your damage is reduced by 80% while enemies can deal 1.2 times the damage as normal mode. Sharks attack the raft every 2 minutes and are tougher to kill. It takes less time for hunger and thirst bars to empty, and you may end up dealing with 5 sharks in an entire run if you're unlucky. So what are your thoughts on this? Go ahead and share them in the comments below. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and enable all notifications by clicking the bell icon to get new video updates. We upload every day and would really appreciate your support. Thanks for watching.